Alright, so for the last while I've been hauling, the 300 and the Razor all on a 18-foot car hauler. And my truck is a 2006 Dodge Ram 1500 SLT, just Hemi. It's got the Hemi motor in there. But it's taken a toll on the suspension on the rear. When I have it all set up, I even got the Razor in the back, but it is sagging quite a bit. So I needed something to help out with that, because with the leveling kit in the front, and I am running 35, 1250, 17s, it gets pretty close to the ball joint on front and whenever it's sagging down the rear. So I needed something to help level it out. I was going to go with the add a leaf, but then I kind of got talked into running something else, which is this here. Ended up getting the Firestone Ride-Rite air spring kit. Seems like a really nice kit, and this is everything laid out here. So, I mean, it's really heavy duty brackets, everything's bolt on, it's a no drill kit. All the air fittings are nice, quick connect system. These are the actual airbags. It's got the bung in there now, but and the brake lines comes a really nice pouch for all your instructions and everything. The heat shield, which I don't think I'm going to be running because I have a turn down, and when I do a full exhaust, it's going to go out this side. So I don't think I'll need that, but I still might put it on there just so I don't lose it. This is pretty much all the tools that I think you'll need. I mean, all the bolts in the kit are a 9/16, and the one bolt for the bump stop on the truck right there is a 15mm. So you'll take that out. I might have to, for the long carriage bolts there, I might have to get this set that I have, which is the one that goes straight through, so you can get to the long nuts with like an all thread on them. But pretty excited because it's a 5 to 100 psi kit, and now no matter what, I will not sag in the rear on this, which I do have it jacked up now, so it is sitting up real high. But I'm changing this up a little bit from the normal four-wheeler stuff, just because, I mean, this is the four-wheeler carrier, so I got to take care of it just as much as the four-wheelers. So let's get started on this. Now I know the light is going to be pretty bad underneath here, but like I said, I got it jacked up, so my leaf springs are coming back and under. But this bottom one that's supposed to kind of be the stopper, I don't know if you can see it down the way there, but the side you go pointing towards the front looks like it's bent down some, like it has been definitely overdone. And this, like I said, it's jacked up, so it's actually going up, but usually this side is straight. So I'm pretty sure like these are all completely worn out, which I might have to upgrade, but we'll see how this air ride kit does. I did install new shocks recently, but you know, that doesn't do anything as far as load. So anyways, first thing what we're gonna do is take out this bump stop here, factory bump stop, both sides. Okay, so the next step is to assemble the brackets on the airbag. Once you get the bump stops off, you need to keep your stock hardware, because that's all we're going to keep. So what they say is go ahead and take that off. And when you put on your air fitting, you want to point it, of course, towards where you're going to go with it. We're going to go out towards the rear bumper. So you just thread this on there. Make sure that the orange sealant is going to be engaged. So if I got the bracket on there, I'm going to be going this way with it. I need the fitting to be pointed out this way, so I need to make this thing go all the way around. Okay, so if you're looking at the rear, this is the left side, this is going to be the right side. You want the nozzle to be facing out towards the back side, because this is the bracket. The fat part is going to go out towards the outside of the truck. This will be facing the inside. So when you take these thread protectors off, you'll slide the bracket, actually the other way, right onto that, and that'll give you a cutout right there for your nozzle. Then you get two of the nuts installed with the kit, thread those on, and tighten those down with the 9/16. Okay, so now we're moving on to the bottom bracket here. Now, according to the instructions, there's 2 holes cut out here, which I'm guessing are for alignment. But according to these instructions for my truck, it tells me to go to the one on the right side, or at least that's where it shows. Usually you put them up in there and you get your alignment right, and you might need to go either one. But I don't know if the left one is for like your 2-wheel drive or a different style truck. So I'm going to go ahead and do what the instructions say, put it on the right side. If it looks a little crooked, I might move it over, but for now we're going to go on the right side. With that, you just use the supplied one of the 2 bolts that comes in it, put it on that one, and then just thread it up into the bottom of the bag. Just like that, same size socket. Get that snugged up just so it won't move. Kind of line both your brackets in line with each other. And this is where the these 2 here are where your bump stop would have gone. So this is going to mount to the frame up there. Then these are going to be with the big nuts there. You're going to pop those down through there. With these on the bottom, these are going to go around your axle of your truck. That's what's going to clamp to the axle of your truck. And then you get the U-bolt, and it's going to go on that side of the bracket, and that's going to go underneath. Your leaf spring is going to be sitting on top of this. So I'll show you when we get a final piece, but that is the whole bolt-on kit of the air ride suspension. So, and they also give you a torque settings for all these, which and I'm not going to torque one until I actually get it up in there, but everything will be torqued down. Okay, I'm going to show you real quick what they are wanting whenever you go and install it, because since this thing is full springy right now, they want you to clap the spring so you can easily get it in there. So what you do is you take your Schrader valve, and then you get your tubing. All you do is you push it in there, and you get a little tug out, and that's it. That's locked up in there. They tell you to cut a 6-inch piece, which I did, but I don't think I needed to do that much. Anyway, so then you're basically going to compress this. And push your other part in there. And then that'll keep the air locked in there. So now you can easily fit it in there. You can even go more than that, but I guess to get it out, let's see if I can do this. To get it out, you just push in, pull back on that collar. I don't know. I'll figure it out later. I don't really need to do it now because it's in there. But I'll come back to that. Alright, now we're going to go up underneath the truck and install it. So I hope you can see it, but there is all the brackets installed. Man, I know this lighting's bad and I can't move around very easy, but just drop it down here with those long carriage bolts. It's going to go down here to this bottom bracket, which will then seat up on your axle tube there. And then your U-bolt goes underneath the leaf spring there. Just connects to the bracket, which the bracket does have those cutouts right there in the center, so your U-bolts for the leaf springs will sit down in the middle there. But as you can see here, I kind of have a lot of room between this and where it needs to go up there. So I guess I enjoy it. I guess they say to do this fitting right here if you don't plan on jacking it up, but I have it jacked up not that much. I mean, my tires are still on the ground, so just to get some room for me underneath here, that's all I did. So I'm going to let the air out, let the bag up, and then probably lower the vehicle some more once I actually get that one in place too, so then I can connect my bolts up there. Okay, so I got the other one not installed, but everything's tightened down. The only thing that just sucks about this kit is that all of these threads are just super long, and so you can't really get an impact or anything in there, so you just got to do it by hand, take your time. The only difference between the two sides is that the passenger side has this heat shield, which I know I actually just said that in the first video. But like I said, I'm going to go ahead and put it on there. There is no brackets or dowels on where it goes. So you basically just put it on there. You'll kind of set it to where it needs to go. They say halfway, this shield right here needs to be halfway between the exhaust and the bag. But since I don't have an exhaust, I'm just going to square it up the best I can, and I might put on a full exhaust later on, but for right now. So I'm just going to keep it there so I know where it's at when I do put one on, if I do put one on. and the second bracket assembly. Okay, so there is the passenger side. I'll try to get some, like I said before, better light in here. But there's that heat shield that I was talking about. And then everything is bolted in. Goes around the leaf spring, like I said before. The carriage bolts down to that. Your bottom bracket right there, just U-bolts to that. It's got a nice cutout right there to fit over your axle. And then your factory bolts up there. Man, this is dark. I'm broad daylight and can't get no good light out here. And now I just got to tighten down this side over here, take out that line, and start running our airlines. Okay, so with all the airbags installed, now I need to run the airlines. And there I am. Most people, I guess with the dual, run them like one right there and one right there. So you got your right side, left side, obviously. But I mean, I did order the T, so I can just do one air fitting and they both air up at the same PSI. But I, along with some other people I talked to, are worried about if I bank and I corner, that it'll just send all the pressure to one side or another side and it could possibly blow a bag out or something. I just find it really hard to believe that's going to happen with a 1/4 inch airline, but I probably will try it this way first, and then if it just, I feel comfortable with what I'm towing and how I tow it, then I will go to the T. So I know a lot of other people too put them into the gas cap here and just put like the airlines running out this way. If I'm going to do duals, I don't want to do that, but it would be nice to be able to do it right here and then watch the level difference. So I'm going to play around with this for a minute and we'll see. Alright, so all I did was take the license plate and drill 2 holes in the bottom, and that's where I'm going to mount it. That way I'm not messing with any of my factory stuff there. And if I do still decide to go with one, then it's not going to be a problem. And then I also might do a check valve system where I can have just one, and then so I can air up each one of them at the same time, but yet it still won't flow into each other. So still might work out the way I want. We'll see. Okay, so I got everything finished up, buttoned up. It's all done. Like I said, it's a very simple install. There is the airbag. The airline does just clip right on in. Run the airlines was the easiest part from that point. Ran it up and over and looped it on both sides, so I will have a little bit extra if I need to do something with it. Back over here with this side and to the airbag. There's a passenger side airbag. Very easy install. Everything does just bolt up like they say. They say it's a no drill kit, which some of y'all might think it's a no drill kit, and it is. The only thing you have to drill is just that part right there into where you want to do your Schrader valve. Which, though, I guess they heard from the people trying to get out of the truck here that it's a no drill kit, so they ended up installing, or not installing, but supplying this bracket that is supposed to go like onto your receiver hitch somewhere, because it's cut out for that, and then that way you can run your valves to that. But as you can see, nowhere on my truck it fits. So I was gonna install it like onto that bar there, but like I said, so this is a no, maintenance kit. I don't have to do anything with it other than air it up, and I don't have to worry about trying to get to something hard. But when I do probably put a T in it, like I said in the last video, I'll still probably route it to the gas cap, just so I can, like I said, stand here, and I want the gap between the tire and the fender the same as the tire and the fender in front, which before the kit I was 2 inches different. I was 2 inches lower in the rear than I was the front. So I'm about to pull it out and hook up my little junky old portable air compressor right here, and we'll see how that does. Okay, so everything is done and installed, and I did drive it around a little bit. You don't want to run these things at 0 PSI unless you get like the I think it's the Air Ride 5000 Pro Series or something like that. But with the Firestone one, you do not want to go 0 psi. You have to maintain at least a psi of 5 psi. Like I said, 5 to 100 psi. That's enough saying psi. But that one that I have that was supposed to run off the cab into the air compressor did not work, so I had to go back out the shop and get that one. And then, like I said, I rode around. It definitely does make it sit. I mean, I can adjust everything, but now that it's level, the truck feels way better. It does feel more stable, because it's almost kind of like adding a sway bar, I guess, in the rear, because I mean your stuff's not going to turn as much. My sway bars, or not my sway bars, my leaf springs are not level anymore. They actually got a little bit of bend to them, so that's nice. And when I do actually add my 18-foot trailer and the thing actually starts squatting, I'll be able to pick it back up and ride at this same level right here. And so the truck should handle the exact same. The only difference with it is just power wise. I mean, because obviously I'm pulling something. So that's that. I'll let you guys get an update here soon.